All right, so we're going to look at the stock exchange assignment. Originally in the course, we had this using a Hollywood stock exchange. We were buying and selling movies, but we've decided to update it so you're actually looking at real stocks in the actual stock market, which is pretty exciting stuff in a lot of ways because it's really looking at real companies. So we're going to use a tool called Google Finance. You have $10,000. Big things to start with. Google Finance, $10,000. So to get to Google Finance, I just Googled Google Finance. So I'm going to go Google Finance. I could probably link to it. There we go. Top one. And this is really cool because it's actually going to use your Google account. And then we're going to go to Portfolio because it says we're going to build a portfolio. Cool. So your portfolio is empty. Add a stock or mutual fund. So this is where you have $10,000 to spend. Which is pretty neat. So you might have no idea what to buy. So think about some companies that you know of. Think about some things that maybe work in the area. So I am going to add an example of, let's say, and see how you type it, it starts going. So maybe I really want to invest in the Gap. Gap Inc. Oh, interesting. Maybe I want to invest in West Petroleum. Maybe I want to invest in Esso. So there's all sorts of different companies. See what's out there. Maybe I want to invest in Walmart. So basically what you're looking for is, and some companies are privately owned, so you can't buy stocks for them, but what you're looking for is companies that you think are going to grow. So it's 2 weeks, so it's fairly short. So I'm going to choose West. It's an oil company, PWT. Every stock has a symbol, and it's on the Toronto Stock Exchange is where it's. So you can see different stock exchanges. There's a New York one. There's, say, a Tokyo one. NASDAQ is kind of neat. It's kind of for tech stuff. So this one's Toronto Stock Exchange. You'll find Canadian companies are often on that. I'm going to hit Add to Portfolio. So it's kind of neat because you can start to see, so over the last 6 months, what it's done. As it loads here, when I'm making a video, it's always slow to load. See how it's loading. It also gives you information about it, which is kind of neat. There we go. So you can see what it's done over the last 6 months. This one's kind of interesting over the last year. So it was, look at that. Cool, huh? It's really actually gone down. So it's kind of an interesting one. 5-year trend. It's neat stuff. So PWT, last price was $223. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to go edit transactions. And this is where you're going to buy or sell. So you have $10,000. So I'm going to say June 23rd. I'm going to buy, say, 500 shares. It is $223 right now, I believe. I'm going to hit save changes. All right, so check it out. I've spent 1,000. See, it calculates. Yeah. So maybe I want to see, and it's got all these articles on it, so you can learn more about the company, which I think is really neat. How else am I going to find? So you can also go to markets here. So this is really neat. So if you want to see what's on the different markets, which is always really interesting. So you know, WestJet, interesting, TSX. So this is where you can start to see different markets, world markets. See what's open right now. BlackBerry shares are slumping. Interesting. Sometimes news is really interesting because you can start to see what's selling and what's not. All right. So I'm going to go back to my portfolio. So this is where you can get information on what you think you should buy. Oops. No. So this is where you can get lots of things. I'm going to say WestJet. Add to portfolio. Oh, I didn't get the symbol. Oh, oops. Oh, I have no idea what I just bought there, but see how you can delete it? No worries. So I'm going to go WJA. Nope. WJA. There it is, WestJet Airlines. Add to portfolio. Make sure you're working Canadian funds. So $10,000 Canadian, that would be good. Okay, so it's at 26.88. So I'm going to go edit transactions. So $26. I can't buy that many of them, but I can say maybe I buy 400. Oops, date first. I'm going to buy 400 at $26. 26.88. It's large close. Save changes. There we go. So far, oh, I've spent too much money. So this is where I can go back in and edit it. So I have to come down 1,083. Remember, you can always do a calculator here. Calculator. So I needed to come open faster. Love my videos. As I complain at my computer. So I needed to come down 1,867. So let's go 1,867 divided by, what was it? 26.88. So we need to sell 70 shares. So I'm going to go edit transactions. I'm going to go sell. So I'm going to go edit transactions again. I was doing it wrong. I'm not perfect, but you'll figure this out. Aha. How do I add another one? Oh, here we go. So add symbol, WJA. Let's check airlines. A transaction. Oh, there we go. Sell. June 23rd. Shares. I needed to sell 70 because I have to keep it under 10,000 on my original buy. Add to portfolio. Awesome. There we go. Now I'm under 10,000. So once you get it set up, and I ask you to buy at least 2 stocks, but you can buy more. You have $10,000 to spend. Then you need to take a screenshot. So I'm going to use snipping tool because I'm on a PC. If you're on a Chromebook, Control Alt and the multi-window key, which looks like a rectangle with 2 lines. So I can take a screenshot of this and save, or actually I don't need to save. I can just take a copy. And this is where you can start a doc. So it actually shows you now you're required to open a Google Doc, screen capture. So I just did my screen capture. So if I was in a separate Google Doc, I could just paste it right in. And then it tells me what's happened. All right. So it's kind of neat. You can choose to sell. You can choose to buy other ones. You have $10,000 to play with. Come back 4 times and see how it all plays out. So try the Google Finance tool, ask lots of questions, and let's have some fun with it.